I have a quick question. Have you prepared? Now, of course, your whole life, you prepare for every possibility that you imagine is likely, just automatically, and, guarantee much or most of you are doing it at least partially consciously, of course, too. Oh, X will happen if Y happens, and A will happens, and B happens, and and I better do what would be best for both situations if it's like a 50-50 chance in my mind or something like that. You do it for everything. So have you prepared for the possibility that you are the most infamous person in the world, in history, because of the internet? Just think about it. What if humans found it perhaps funny? I sure would. Depending on the situation, but it could be it could go, this could go somewhere, or this could go somewhere. Okay, it has. It's a movie, but. Sour. How would you prepare? Probably a small chance, but who knows? What would happen if humans found it funny? Just pick some guy. I mean, it doesn't matter who. It could be you. It could be anyone. And just secretly track every move. Read every thought, if that technology secretly exists. Since, of course, the subject would have to be made unaware, it's very easy to do. You can control one's environment very easily. You've seen The Truman Show. Of course it can be done. Especially if it's government funded or it's aided. I mean, it could be a private venture. Could be mass contribution of the public to keep it alive. Could be government invention to keep it that way. Government intervention to keep it that way. Because maybe it was deemed too harmful to the individual to have this known to them. And not just that individual, because if it was just an individual, government wouldn't give a fuck. But what if for some reason this individual affected a bunch of other individuals in some way? Some way. I don't know what way, to some way, and it affected them to the point where the government, just consider this, it's a possibility, right? You should prepare for this. And whatever small likelihood of chance it is, but the government could deem it necessary to put whatever funds it needs, or private, or public, whatever, wherever the money's come from, to continue the cycle of keeping this individual in the dark and making sure they stay in the dark about whatever, about the fact that they could be, or other things, but of course they can apply to other things too, like secrets of any kind, but specifically the fun one to think and talk about, at least for me right now, and occasionally other times, is like, what would that person do? What would that person have to do in the case of, this was revealed to them, or they found out, or I don't know, what they were told. Yeah, that's a very unlikely situation. Within this unlikely situation is being told. The last thing they do. It's definitely very most likely within this, that they'll never be told. will never be acknowledged. Try to be swept under the rug, because most things that the government deems or private deems or anyone deems shouldn't be known just get swept under the rug. Not everything's public at all. As you know things happen that other people do not know. I'm just saying bullshit right now. You all know this. It's all, true bullshit, but you know what I mean. But if you planned for that, what would you do? Would that give you access to, like, money or power of any kind? Well, I guess maybe you have power, like, if you had some way to, like, communicate to... like, what does infamous mean? I don't know. I don't really know. It's like, kind of know. I feel like it. I feel like I'm using it properly when I say it. I can't really give you a definition. Like, known by a large amount of people for sure, but what makes it infamous or ever famous? Like, I don't really remember. I'm getting somewhere. Hold on. Okay, eat them. It's very good. Because, like, famous usually happens somewhat gradually, right? Like, you don't just wake up and, like, oh, God, I'm famous. Like, you tried a little bit, at least, probably. You know, most people that are famous tried at least some bit. You know, they kind of knew what they were aiming for before they got it. But what if someone, like, didn't want this at all? It would be horrible. And for whatever reason, if they knew that other people, like, they were just, like, famous for whatever. For some reason. I don't know what it means. Like, but infamous, like, in that connotation it has. Like, I'm a bad famous kind of. I mean, there's not really that it's like famous for doing something bad, but like the context around this person being famous is, you know, pretty morally bad. Is what infamous, I would say, is in what I'm talking about. There's just something fucky with it. And that would be infamous. To me. Have another one. But so you certainly have, you'd probably get, I mean, you'd think it'd be somewhat likely you'd just be somehow given access, you know, to resources, like, I don't know, money, people. You have people, right? For infamous, that just means, you know, some number of people, they don't have to like you, but just they have to know about you for whatever reason. Whatever reason that is. You know, I'm not saying, you know, you have to be liked. It could be everyone hates you. That'd be infamous too, right? Mm-hmm. What if you found out everyone fucking hated you? Right? Right? Hold on. This is a good one to consider. Get prepared for every possibility. Come on, guys. Plan. You're all planning machines. Think about this shit. It's important. Doesn't matter how likely it is. Stresses your creative thinking. You want to level that up a bit. It's important. God, introspect. Got to think about situations. Plan. Plan, 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 plan. That's all you should be doing. All the time. Making plans. This one wasn't as good. Ugh. I mean, it's alright, but... Give her a flavor. Obviously. I like that flavor. So, that's pretty likely, right? Because if it's being covered up, then, you know, think about it. If someone was just super hated for whatever reason, and they didn't know that, and they found out. Well, that'd be horrible. What if they like also, I don't know, or you know, I don't know, had reasons that they, you know, maybe they're sensitive people, right? Very emotionally driven people. I mean, and what if they were like, I don't know, they were depressed at some point, like you know, red flags, like warning, beep beep beep, like don't, you know, approach with caution, that kind of shit, like, you know, and then like they found out like tons of people just fucking hate them, right? That would probably like, you know, that'd be bad. I mean, it'd be bad, right? It'd be bad if they held some kind of value. What if they didn't know they had this value? And it was bad, you know, if they knew they had the value, then they knew this shit would be fucking happening. So they've got it, it's context, or it's related, it's relational data. You know, being infamous is connected to whatever value you have. You have to perceive yourself as having, you know, average value to the average person. Or less, whatever. Or maybe slightly more, but you have to be totally unaware of the power that you have as well. Value, power, whatever, same thing. In capitalism, value equals power, right? So pretty horrific to me, but not time to soapbox. I won't get political. I'm talking about a subject, planning for being subjected to power in a case that could happen, but probably won't, because they'll set up the system where it would be, you know, to them hopefully impossible, or also, you know, or for you to figure it out, or to figure out how to escape the cage that they've set up. So you have to assume, of course, in the unlikely chance. Now this part's very unlikely. It's just like, this is all very unlikely, but this it helps you for other situations, because it's, you know, you make analogies like, okay, you're practicing your baser human instincts of fight or flight, you know, hunter survival, you know, hunter gatherer, that kind of shit, and you're applying it to your predictive ability, your future, you know, plan kind of shit that you can do with your brains, all because that's what your brains are, is, you know, predictive, you know, machines. More than that, of course, but I mean, it's a valid claim. You're just future predictors, all of us are. So train it all the time. On fringe situations, I claim would help so much more than like, oh, should that be a Democrat or a Republican? Like, you know, like, I know because of, I mean, maybe I don't know, but it seems like people just like identify as like political things a lot. I don't know. Observation, no bias. That was good. I mean, just think about it, though. It'll benefit you. Like, I have to prove that somehow. It's hard to explain how, but I know it does. I guarantee it. You're explaining how is, I mean, I know how I could explain it, but I don't know how it, but I wouldn't know how to make it in a way you could understand. So it's all about, you know, the value of entropy. And I'm not talking about global energy entropy. I'm talking about, you know, I mean, there's a word for it, but I would not have to find it. I would have to define that word, then define 10 more words, and define a billion more words. You know, not that many. I'm exaggerating. This is not complex. It's actually far simpler than English, but no one knows it but me. So, because I wrote the language in which I think in. So, that is an advantage I have. But, you know, that actually might have been a bold claim you wouldn't believe. It's a good thing to end on that.